Hi there. Welcome to the Blue Maple Construction YouTube channel. My name is Trevor, and I'm here with Chris. And Chris is the owner, operator, and founder of Blue Maple Construction in Edmonton, Alberta. And tell me, Chris, what do you guys specialize in? How did you get your start?
Yeah, so my background in construction started about 7 to 8 years ago, working for a construction company here in Edmonton. And I had the privilege of working under and with some great people.
Okay.
Started as the gopher for that company.
Everybody starts as the gopher.
Everybody starts as the gopher. And then within 3 years, ended up managing that company, running that company. And it was going really well. And I kind of asked myself one day, I was saying, I should be doing this for myself. And so I did. Started my own business 3 years ago, and we've just been privileged to have a really positive response from all the customers that we've had since then. So as far as focus, primarily it's deck builds. In the summers, we do a lot of the high-end deck builds, whether they're PVC or composite, and tackling those more complex projects. Every decks are somewhat simple things until they're not. And we do a lot of those more complex deck builds. And then in the winters, we focus on basement developments, legal suites, and otherwise.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about some of the decks that you've done. Obviously, the deck season starts when?
Deck season basically starts as soon as the ground thaws, is kind of when we're starting most of our builds, because we got to put those steel.
Okay, so July.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, like, depending on the year, right? I mean, hopefully not August, right? Yeah.
Right. Okay, so talking like May, June.
Yeah, that's right.
You can get into doing some.
Yes.
Okay.
Usually a couple of weeks before May.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Perfect. And what are some of the nicer decks that you've done? Like what have your customers asked for?
Yeah, so a lot of the deck builds that we do, we're dealing with the higher end products in PVC, or mineral board decorators is a very popular choice. And really, like, what these products are offering is they're offering a deck that has 50 plus year warranties on the products themselves. There's very little maintenance that has to be done, if any, on these decks, and they bring like a premium look to the decks that you really can't find with wood, or expect with wood. So we're doing a lot of those builds with just really high quality materials, where the finished product materials really speak for themselves on a lot of those. But then we're also doing things like waterproofing a lot of these decks using Trex rain escape systems like that. So you have traditional deck boards on top, but it's a waterproofed system, so you can have a conditioned space underneath, let's say elevated decks or storage space. So it really brings a utility to a lot of these deck builds that you just can't achieve with slapping wood boards on a frame.
Nice. That sounds really neat. I'd like to see some of that work, and we'll try and slide some of that in here in this video, as long as we have some good photos that we can put in there from you.
Absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about basement developments in Edmonton. So there's a couple of different things, I guess, that you can do with the basement. You can create more living space in a basement. If a family is growing, or some of the kids are growing up, and you just want to have more space there for them, you can utilize basement space for that. What are some other ways that you can use a basement for perhaps other uses?
Yeah, so specifically for the secondary suites in the Edmonton area, having a secondary suite in your basement in a lot of cases allows you to have someone else paying that mortgage payment every month. And so it's in some ways an income earner, where, people dream and talk all the time about the day when they will pay off their mortgage.
Right.
But by developing your basement, you can get someone else making that payment now. And so that, and it increases the value of your home in the case that you do sell down the road. So it's really tough to lose out on putting money into these things. And it is a chunk of change up front. But when they're done right and they're done with high quality, it's that value is retained. It starts paying off in the form of rental income.
Yeah.
Pretty much right out of the gate. Right?
Yeah. And I mean, like your mortgage payment is going down every month, but the rent year over year is typically going up.
100%.
So, with that in mind, it's a good idea to do that. And if somebody is thinking about that, especially because we have housing shortage in Canada. I mean, let's face it, there aren't enough doors for the amount of people that want them.
Totally.
And the other thing that you can do with a basement, if you didn't want to make a full-on suite there for a separate person, you can actually make an in-law suite. So you have other family living with you and you wanted to take care of them in your home, you could build them a little self-contained unit down there as well.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of different options there. Now, some fun things you can do with the basement. What are some fun things that you can do?
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of new builds these days, you buy them and the basements often aren't developed, but that's a ton of square footage that you have that you can devote to having an entertainment area. We've done some neat builds where you can transform the space to have a media room, pool tables, like a hangout area in that way, a study. It really allows you to take advantage of all that extra square footage that you have, even for growing families. A lot of times, as the families grow, the kids transition downstairs, and instead of having 8 bodies on a single floor driving you crazy, you have that extra space where you can actually send the kids downstairs, right? So it's even just, it's developing homes as families develop, and really the possibilities are limited to what people can dream up. And that's maybe where we kind of can offer something that not all companies do. A lot of companies do very cookie cutter projects. We really try and meet with our clients and see what their dreams are for the space.
Right. So what your dreams are, and also your budget, right?
Exactly.
Not everybody has an unlimited budget.
Yeah.
So being able to create a quality space on a budget, how do you tackle that?
Yeah. So I think it starts with a pre-construction walkthrough with the client is typically how we start these, where we'll meet with them, we'll discuss what they're looking for and what their budget is. And sometimes people are shy about discussing budget, but we really try to meet people's budget where they're at and also get a good understanding of that upfront, because it allows us to make recommendations for the project that are going to fit the costs that they have. And there's a lot of ways that you can save costs on these projects and still have a basement that looks awesome. It's just being realistic about what can be achieved with the budgets that people have. You can do a basement development that is $300,000, or you can do a basement development that's $10,000. It's like not a full basement development maybe, but
put some drywall up.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Some basic,
put a couple nails in.
Yeah, a couple nails in and paint the floor.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
No, that's great. And, I'm excited to be working with you and helping you to grow out here. And if there was something that you wanted to let people know specifically about Blue Maple Construction, about you, what would that be?
Yeah, I think really the one thing that I try to make as a distinguisher for our business, there's a lot of great companies in Edmonton that do this. When you hire Blue Maple, really what you're getting is a small team, a small business that is going to work with you, with the customer before the project starts, explaining all the options so you're informed, you understand what you're getting, and then work with you during the process, during the build, and afterwards. There's that follow-up, there's that class-leading warranty that we offer. And I mean, it's great because it's a warranty. We've never had to, nobody's ever asked for any warranty items yet. So, I mean, it's good, the quality speaks for itself. But I think that's kind of really where we come in, where it's that personable customer service. Quality is kind of an expectation when you call someone to do a build. Yeah. The level of customer service you get is going to vary. So
awesome. Well, that's great. So if you are someone in the Edmonton area looking for a basement development, or if it's the right season, you're looking for a custom deck, a custom deck with, special railings, if you're looking for great fences, outbuildings, gazebos, pergolas, all of those types of things in the Edmonton area, greater Edmonton region, these guys are great. I would definitely give them a call. Blue Maple Construction, and Chris Wolf, the guy who will be guiding you through the process every step of the way. So that's it for me. It's all the time we have for today. So thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully we can see you again on another one of our videos. See ya.